Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lala and you're watching Lala Level Up. Alright y'all, so before I even get into the video, I'm gonna just let you know like my mental health has been going through it and it's been keeping me off of YouTube, but I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. I'm just still gonna come up here and make a video even when I'm feeling down. Fuck it, I'll just make a video about being down or some shit because I don't want to stop doing things that I love doing. I don't want to let my mental health hold me down. Like, I don't want to let my bad days overpower me or make me feel like I'm not living a good, blessed life, because I am. I just be going through it. Sometimes I be moody. I be sad. Like, I notice, like, I'm actually, like, depressed. Like, I kind of hate to say it because I'm, like, I think I don't want to say in denial, but I didn't really realize because depression for me usually looks extreme. Like, I can't get out of bed. I'm not eating. I'm crying hysterically every day. Like, I feel like I can't physically, mentally, spiritually function. That's not even how I feel right now. Like, I just feel like really sad. But I don't feel like I can't function. Like, I have functioning depression right now. I don't have paralyzing depression right now, which is new for me because, like I said, when I feel depressed, usually I'm paralyzed. But I'm not like that. I'm functioning. So I guess I didn't really realize that I was really depressed until I realized I'm depressed. Like, I'm sad, and I'm sad over like every day, and it's not really going away. But I'm just gonna push through it because shit happens, you know. Like, I can't control every inch and nick and cranny of my life and what happens and what other people do, and all I can do is just maintain my vibration, try to keep a high vibration, try to check myself when I'm not feeling my best self, and do things that get me back in alignment. And it's way more easier said than done, but it's just something I'm just gonna have to do and do continuously because I don't want to stay off YouTube and I don't want to make excuses. And I'd rather come up here not feeling my best than not come up here at all. And before I would think, you know, that's the opposite. Like, I'd rather not be up there at all than be up there and not be my best. But I'm just gonna be transparent and show you every single side of me. Like, some days I'm gonna come up here and be more hyped than others. Some days I'm gonna come up here and I'll be chill. Like, there are so many facets of me, of all of us, you know. Like, I'm not just one way. You know, I'm not just loud, upbeat, super happy all the time. Like, I'm not positive all the time. Like, I'm a human and I have emotions. And, you know, I preach positivity because I know it can change your mindset. I know how a positive mindset can influence your life for the better. And I've also experienced how a negative mindset can influence your life for the worse. So I always try to motivate people to be, you know, uplifted, to try their best to not let life get them down for real, you know? Then it's hard when I have to preach that to myself, when I have to motivate myself, when I have to tell myself, girl, get up. You know, it's not easy, and it's not easy for real when you're doing it by yourself. And it's not easy when you're doing it every single day continuously and you're feeling like, all right, God, what you trying to show me? What you trying to show me? What you trying to show me? But I'm taking it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it on the chin and I'm learning lessons. Those are the only L's I take. Lessons. So with that being said, my mental health is kicking my fucking ass. But bitch, I ain't giving up. I ain't giving up the fight. So I'm gonna let it do what it do, and I'm gonna still come up here and give my best. Like, some days might be better than others, realistically, but I'm still gonna come up here and do the damn thing. And that's that on that. So before I get into the video, make sure that you do like the video, because I know you like me. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and put on your notifications so you know when I post my video. Now, today's video is going to be centered around the topic of love and dating, and just an update on my love life, which is very much non-existent. But it's only non-existent because I'm making it that way, because the men who have presented themselves to me are just not the type of men I want to be with, quite frankly. So I told myself that I'm gonna stay focused on LaQuail and what I need to do. And when God send me a good man, then I'll pay attention. But I'm not gonna be out here just giving any man my number. I never was the type to ever do that. But then over the last maybe like 4 months, I was being a little bit more open-minded, because I'm like, girl, you can't close yourself off to every single man on the planet, right? Like, that makes no sense. Like, what kind of energy am I giving out if I'm just closing off every single opportunity, or, you know, every single man who tries to approach me, basically. So a few months ago, I started being more open-minded, but like, I'm just really convinced, like, I can't say it's the location, because there are people right here in Connecticut, this little rinky-dink state, that are falling in love and getting married and having babies and meeting their soulmates and stuff. So I don't want to say it's the location, but I will say a lot of men here have a very similar mindset. And I'm in one of the smallest states in the whole entire country. So I don't like looking at these options and saying, yeah, one of these men in like the third smallest state in the country is going to be my husband, and I'm just going to have to work with the options here. I just don't believe that. I don't believe my husband's in Connecticut. So I kind of feel like I don't even want to look at anybody, because I just feel it's not given that. But at the same time, I still need to have experiences. I still need to go on dates. I still need to like meet different men and see what I like, what I don't like. But in my mind, honestly, I have a really clear picture of the type of man I want to be with and the type of relationship that I want to have. So naturally, anything that just doesn't align with that, I'm just ignoring it, you know? Because for me, I spent a lot of my life, honestly, most of my life, in relationships. I started dating when I was 12. I had my first boyfriend at 12. And I pretty much stayed in relationships up until I was like 22, I want to say. I want to say like 23. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. 22, 23. All that time I spent in relationships, dating people, loving, getting my heart broken, giving so much of myself. Like, and when I would get in relationships, not everybody is this way, obviously. But for me, back then, when I would get into relationships, I would lose focus on myself. I would give so much of myself to that person, and I would want to love this person with every inch of my fiber of my being, that I would lose focus on me, myself, my goals, my dreams, what I want to do. Like, for me, back then, when I got into a relationship, I didn't see nothing in the world but me and this person. Nothing mattered, not my future, not my dreams, not my goals, not anything. All that matters in love is love, because I was just so neglected all my life, for feeling so unloved by everybody but a few family members, that I just craved love like you crave air, you know? I'm not gonna get emotional. I just did my makeup. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna come out with I actually recorded this makeup look, so you can, if you're interested in the details, I'm gonna be posting a video with me doing the makeup look and a voiceover telling a story time or something like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna get emotional because bitch, where? But yes, I needed love so bad. Like, I so badly for so long felt so unloved. I didn't feel like I was unlovable. I knew I could be loved. I knew I was special. I knew my heart was different than other people. I always knew I loved hard as fuck. Like, I love harder than anybody I ever met in my life. Like, and it's not even being dumb, delusional, whatever, but it's about, bro, if I love you for real. That goes for friend, anybody. Like, if I tell you I love you, so many people struggle with those words, I love you. If I tell you I love you, I mean it with my heart and my soul, my flesh, for real. So when I give people love and it's not reciprocated, or they do me wrong, I take it real hard. I take it real hard and I take it real personal because I would never do you like that. You know, I was just thinking maybe like a half hour ago or whatever. I was just thinking about a certain particular person because I don't really want to say too much, but long story short, something happened and I just started thinking about a certain person. And then I just started getting so emotional because I'm like, damn, bro, I loved you and you fucking hurt me bad. You did. You hurt me terribly. And you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. But I also understand that people have their own traumas, and it don't even be because of me. It because people have their own traumas and they just projecting it out on me. They're just taking it out on me. I've done that to people too. It's not right. I have though. So I have more compassion and understanding, but I still am hurt that you would hurt me. You know? But it is what it is, right? Can't stay in your feelings forever about things. But I was just thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? I'm focusing on the quail. Solely and completely. But I'm not going to ignore God. If God presents a really good man in my life, man, I'm not dating women. I'm not confusing my vibration all because I've dated women before and I'm attracted to women still, like sexually. I'm like sexually attracted to women, like when I look at them, but I don't ever want to have sex with a woman again. That's not my thing. And it just, I'm not even going to say it was a phase. I'm just going to say, I don't know, that was a story in my life and it was good for what it was good for. But I'm not mixing my vibration. I'm not about to be out here, oh, since I ain't messing with men like that, I'm just going to mess with women just because, like, I know exactly what I want. You know, my story is my story and I live that. But I know exactly what I want and I'm being very clear about it. I'm not going to confuse myself, confuse God, confuse the universe by saying I want this. Meanwhile, my actions are doing this. I ain't doing none of that stuff, you know? And I be realizing that too. Like when I really be trying to just focus, some lesbian shit be coming in the way or some dusty niggas try to come and fuck my shit up. I don't know, whatever it is. But I'm like being very like mindful and aware of myself and everything that's going around me. And I'm being very protective over me and my future and my present for real. Because I'm thinking for the future, but I got to live for right now. I got to have fun. I got to enjoy my life. I'll be turning 29 in a few weeks. And I think, you know, every birthday for me is very pivotal. You know, it's the day you were born. You know, so naturally I just think rebirth, renewal, revitalizing it. My birthday is like it's like my new year, my happy new year all over again. It's like a fresh start for me. I'm born again. Like it's a time I not always, you know, practice reflection, self-reflection, but it's a very like intense time for me to really say, hey, you're walking through new doors here. What do you want to bring with you and what do you want to leave? What do you want to leave at chapter 28? And what do you want to bring with you into chapter 29? Because this is my last year in my 20s. And then after that, I'll be 30. And I'm ready for the 30s. I don't shy away from it. I know they're going to be beautiful years. That's going to be an amazing decade for me. I don't want to get that. But like, this is my last year in my 20s. And 20 has been... I hate being like this. 20 has been quite a ride, you know. I'm gonna share these emotions for the eve of my 30th birthday so I can feel all of what I'm feeling right now. But my 20s has been very intense, you know. I fought with so many people and I really fought with myself. And I struggled for a long time internally. And I struggled with my relationships. And I struggled with feeling like, you know, what's my purpose and all of this, all of that. Now I don't, I don't question none of that. I know who I am. I know what I want and I know my purpose in life. I know how I want to live. I know how I want to feel. I know what I want to have. What's that? A little baby tear? Yes, I know what I want. It's very clear. I can see the vision very clear now. I have 2020. So I'm excited for chapter 29. And I'm excited to focus on me completely. I don't want to think about love anymore. For so long, I've thought about love, relationships, marriage, children, house, family, this, that, wedding. I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care anymore. And it's not in a negative way of like, oh, I don't want that. I'll never have that. I'm not good enough for that. F men. It's none of that. It's no negative emotion around it. It's actually loving emotions around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just care too much about all of that for way too long. And I don't want to care about it anymore. I spent most of my life in relationships, dating, you know? I had like 2-3 year relationships back to back. Where was the time for me to heal? Like, and then even with my body, just giving my body away to people, like, I'm just not with that. You know, I never really been with that. I was always very protective of my body. You grow, you experiment, you know, but I've never been the one to just give my body to someone who I was not safe with. And I realized that I have done that in my 20s. Not every person I gave my body to, I felt safe with. But I let them handle something so precious, so valuable, you know? And I always knew since I was very young, and I was always so very protective of my virginity, that like I was special, my body was special. I believe that my body is a temple, you know? And I really, honestly, and truthfully, I'm not even about to say, oh, I'm about to be celibate, and oh, I literally didn't have sex for a whole year. To be quite honest, I recently just had sex and I could have went without. I could have went without it, girl. I could have went without it. But like, I literally didn't have sex for like a whole year. And I just got some and I'm like, damn, I'm not even going to count that, honestly, because I would have been better off without it. But anyway, so I just think that, you know, my body is very vulnerable and I don't want to give away my essence, my energy, my spirit to anybody. Not ever again, but not until like, bro, literally a committed relationship, bro. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I'm not out here making soul ties with just anybody. I don't even have the desire, the need for sex. Like, I don't care about sex. I don't care about love. I'm not searching for a man's validation. I'm not searching to be accepted. I'm not feeling fucking lonely and miserable and needy of a man. I'm not. Actually, I'm not. And I don't really feel needy of anything. I used to want to like cultivate or manifest like this good group of girlfriends because I feel like I never really had that. I've had friends, but I feel like I never really had like a super, super tight circle of friends. Not since like school and stuff. So I feel like I really wanted that in my adult years, to have a nice group of friends. I don't care about that anymore. I really don't care. I'm comfortable with having my 1 or 2, 3, 4 girlfriends and let that be that. Like, I just don't really care anymore about things I used to care about. And it's all just come with growth and time, for real, and just really realizing what matters to me. And I don't really care that much about love and friends anymore. Like, I just really don't care. Even though those are things you do need in your life, I trust God and I trust timing and I trust me. And what I see in my head for myself, it definitely doesn't leave any room for distractions, wish-washy friends, player ass niggas. Like, it doesn't leave the life that I'm setting up for myself. It does not leave room for any BS, you know? So I'm being very strict with myself, very disciplined with myself, and just focusing on me, literally like a tunnel vision only, because nothing else really matters. You know, I cared so much about everything else outside of me for so freaking long. My entire life, man. My literal entire life. I cared so much about everything else outside of me than me. You know, once I took shrooms, if you didn't see that video, please watch it. Best video out on the internet. ever. And once I took shrooms, this was a few years ago, it completely altered my mind in the best, most beautiful of ways. I will always be an advocate for magic mushrooms because it changed my life completely. My mind would never be the same. Even how I told y'all I'm pretty much depressed right now. No matter how depressed I get, no matter how far I stray from my core, I'll never stray that far. Because the knowledge that I have learned, it's so deeply ingrained in me. When I had that literal epiphany, if you've ever had an epiphany, a spiritual awakening, something to hit you in your gut, it changes you forever. What I realized in that moment, it doesn't matter what I go through. It doesn't matter what hardship I face. It doesn't matter who I lose. It doesn't matter how many times my heart breaks. From what I realized that day, the epiphany I had when God was talking to me, I know who I am. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm special. I don't need other people to believe it. I don't need anyone's validation, not even yours. I don't need 1 million views on a video. I'm fine with the 10 views. I don't give a shit. I don't need anyone's validation. And now that I really got to this place within myself, I know the only thing left for me, the only next step for me is success. Because now I realize I don't care. And not in a negative way, in the most loving way possible. I cannot care about you, or anything if I don't care about myself. Like, I've completely moved on from all of the things that I've allowed to hold me back. Because I go through things, we all go through things, but you always have a choice. Whether you want to harp on what you've experienced, or you want to take it, you want to learn your lesson, and you want to move forward. The moving forward part was very hard for me, you know? Because I would sit with it, I'd think about it, I'd reflect on it, but then I'd harp on it for years. For years. I would just harp on the pain. I would be stuck on it. I would ask myself questions. Why? I'm such a why person. I always want to know why. I always feel like, oh, if I have... Damn, this shit therapeutic talking to YouTube, bro. Okay, let me go ahead. I would ask myself, why? Like, why? Because I felt like if I just knew the answer, I just feel like I always needed answers. And if I got the answer, then I'd be able to really heal for real and move on. But it's not true. You got to give yourself that answer. You got to give yourself that closure. Because I could have done that so long ago and just moved on. But I wanted answers from other people. I wanted to truly understand. Because I just could not fathom certain things that happened to me. Or even me feeling like God allowed those things to happen to me. Or placing blame on everyone. Like, damn, if my mom this, if my dad that, if my family this, if I had this, if I was born into this. You know? And I realized none of that even matters. All that really matters is the present. The past doesn't even matter. You can learn it, you can grow from it, but it's dead. There's no coming back to it. It only lives again when you relive it in your mind. The only thing you have is right now. And the future. We think so much about the future, as we should. You know, you should care about your future. But the only thing that even exists is this moment, now, right now. This second, because that second passed, and that one did too, and that one did too. All that really exists, literally exist, is the present moment. So you can plan for the future, but you never know what's going to happen. Past already happened. Might as well just thrive in the present. So after all those nights that I stayed up crying and wondering and whining and begging God on my hands and knees, asking for understanding and asking for peace and asking to bring this person back in my life, I literally would beg God to bring certain people back in my life who deserted me. Like, I really lacked self-love at one point. I really did. And I really do love myself now. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I do love myself, and I cannot allow the same things I used to allow. I can't. I really can't. Because it's not going to help me at all. It's hold me back. I've learned too many lessons to just keep repeating it, you know? So this is a message for you too. If you learn your lesson, you don't have to keep learning it. You don't have to keep learning it. You can learn something one time, or even maybe better yet, listen to what other people have gone through so you don't have to necessarily go through it yourself. I know some people say they learn better that way, but you don't always have to experience every single hardship in order for you to get the point. Look at the other people around you. Listen to my story. Listen to other people's stories on YouTube, TikTok, and learn from them so you don't have to go through the same BS. For real. Like, I can't even say I wasted time, even though sometimes I feel like I've wasted time. I know everything is a part of my journey and my story, and everything is in divine timing, you know? But I'm not going to lie and say there was a lot of time lost. A lot of time that I could have put in myself. All the energy that I spent in hurting, wanting love, wanting to fix this and fix that and be this and be that. I could have just poured into myself and be well on my journey of what I really want. And I'm saying on my dreams. You know, so it just goes to show like time is very precious. I remember thoroughly being 13 years old, 17 years old especially. The years that were always the most traumatic, I remember the most. So 17, that was 11 years ago. Almost 12 years ago. 12 years ago. 12 years is what you do a whole cycle of schooling from first grade to 12 years. Yeah, from first grade to 12th grade. When I was 17, that was a whole 12 years ago. And I remember it like yesterday. And so many things I could have done differently from now to then that would have set me up in a different position in life, you know, and set me up differently internally. And you know what? Like I said, I needed to go through certain things. I needed to grow that way. That was me. Some people have to learn a little harder. And, you know, a lot of people say, heavy is the head that holds the crown, you know. It just be like that. It just be like that. But you know what? I'm grateful for everything. I trust God. I'm grateful for my past. I'm so grateful for my present, that I even have a present to experience. And I'm looking so forward to my future. I'm looking so forward to it. And I'm so happy. And I thank everyone who has been in my story. If you're still in my story, thank you. If you've taught me lessons, thank you. So many doors I'm closing, and it feels really good. And I'm really happy to be moving forward and letting go and accepting myself in every way I come. Whether I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm happy, I'm bitchy, I'm weird, I'm funny, I'm stank, I'm smart. I love myself no matter where it is because my mood is constantly changing. Hence, bipolar disorder. And even if I wasn't bipolar, I just feel like I'm a moody ass girl. My moods are constantly changing, and depression is something that's never really gonna leave. But I'm working through it, and it's life, bro. We all go through shit. We all go through shit, but I'm here on this journey to speak about my experiences and to also share what I've learned with y'all so y'all can grow as well. Yeah, that's what I got. I hope you really enjoyed my video. And as always, you can be, do, and have whatever you desire. You are limitless. Until next time, Lala, level up.